Hi everyone, this is Jashwant. Very excited to be here. This is our 10-day Oxygen Builder Bootcamp sessions. So there are several important things that I would like to mention at the beginning of the stream itself. So without any further ado, let's get started. I am just waiting for a couple of people to chip in. So after that, we are like incredibly good to go. We will start that right away. I made some slides to help me while teaching and keeping things in line. So that's the most important thing that's happening today. We will be having presentations. So if we hit one live viewer, we will just start this session immediately. I'm sorry, my phone is still not on silent mode. It's now on silent mode. So welcome to 10 days of Oxygen Learning. Not 10 days of Oxygen Learning, we have already completed it. We have completed the 6 days of Oxygen Learning. So if you have missed it, it's completely fine. I will share a link in the description or in the comments. It was an interesting and engaging session. So thank you. I will share that. It's good to go. One second, one second. I think I have to share something important with one person. Okay. Welcome, 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 Anas. Thank you for joining the stream. So, a quick heads up, everything in the session will be recorded. And okay, everything in the session will be recorded. And there are a couple of changes in the plans. So, let me tell you what they are. So, I think it's completely fine, right? The full screen, I think it's doing good. So, first thing we will cover what we are going to go through and explain in the 10 days of the bootcamp. Then we are going to set some expectations, and I have one very important thing that I have to mention with you. The last thing, I want to hear from you what you want. Even it's not today, if you don't get the time to watch this session live, you can drop a message in the community. The most important thing is to join a Facebook group. So this is a Facebook group we have created. It's not for everyone who joins this bootcamp, but it's for everyone who want to learn Oxygen or who want to do better in WordPress. So there we can learn some things and get started with it. So please do join this group. I'm posting that link in the live chat. So get the link on the from the live chat. So that's one thing. Make sure that you have joined. So that's one thing. From tomorrow, there will be some slight differences in the time where we went from when we start. So today we started at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. But from tomorrow we will be starting. No. But from tomorrow we will be starting at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Nearly half an hour before when we started today. So if you are, that's it. And after that, today we will also talk about the tools that I will use throughout the bootcamp. And today we will also take a tour of Oxygen Builder, and we will discuss about HTML, basic HTML training which we need to have for working with Oxygen Builder. Later we will also discuss the box model and how element widths are like if you create an element, let's say you create a p tag, or if you create a h1 tag, then how does the width is allotted to that image. So those are the things that we are going to cover today. The one important thing I wanted to mention was we have a low enrollment than expected because I put in more time in preparing for the boot camp, and nearly no time was put into marketing the boot camp. So due to that reason, we don't have huge enrollment. We have very meager turnaround, but that's one thing. It's not a bad thing for you who have joined. So the bad thing is completely fine. The next time we will have more people joining in because if you get satisfied, you will share the word, and after saying so many happy users, happy learners, people will join in from the next time. So it's completely fine. What we will do, like, take this up and make this something positive for ourselves. So instead of completing everything that we have designed in the bootcamp, like the normal bootcamp starts from very basic things, which also includes understanding what WordPress was, or what coding was, or what even a website is. So this section, web fundamentals, will not be covered. So this helps us save 2 more days, and those 2 more days will go into building the websites using Oxygen, ACF, and custom post types. So we are going to use that drawback for our benefit. And again, you will decide what we want to cover in detail. So if you want me to cover Flexbox in detail, or if you want me to cover newer features of Oxygen, like there is CSS grid right now. There is also client control, which I haven't touched, which I haven't learned for myself. I have some knowledge on CSS grid, but not which I can teach you. But we have 10 long days. Whatever you decide that we should be covering more, we will do that. So it completely depends on what you want, because we have good control on what you want. So if you decide you want something more, we will cover that. I think those are clear. So these are the things that I wanted to mention today, that we will. And let's directly start the sessions. So the tools and plugins that we are going to use are Chrome inspector tools. So whenever I'm stuck, I will just open the inspect tool. So maybe I will spend some couple of minutes discussing about the Chrome inspector tool and how I normally use that. So this is a very useful tool, not just for understanding. See how much stuff I just added. Okay, let it be. So we will discuss about Chrome inspector tools, and one important plugin that I'm going to use is Hydrogen Pack. Hi Prabhu, thanks a lot for joining. We have Prabhu with us. Thank you for joining. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again for joining. So we will also use some other tools. So if I'm using something new, I will just make sure I will add them to this presentation, or I will share all of them with you. So we use shadow generators for generating shadow. We will not use the normal thing which Oxygen is shipping out of the box. And also to get the gradients, there is some other tool. So all other tools. So you will also need access to local by Flywheel or try by Oxygen. This is what we used for 6 days of Oxygen learning. And Oxygen plugin, of course, we need Oxygen plugin to build websites with Oxygen. And then we need official extensions. Official extensions in the sense, so there is a WooCommerce integration for Oxygen by Oxygen team itself. And in the same way, they also have Gutenberg extension for Oxygen. So if you design a page with Oxygen, it is made into Gutenberg editable by their own plugin. So these are the tools that we will use throughout the 10 days of bootcamp. And day 2 and day 3 will start from tomorrow. Of course. So let's get started by taking a tour. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to take a tour of Oxygen Builder, but before that, we have to create an instance for Oxygen. First thing is we can start from the scratch, try to understand everything, or we can start something which you have already tried. So in this today, I'm going to start from the scratch, and let me create my own new instance. Which one do you want me to create in? Do you want me to use local, or do you want me to use Oxygen try? I think if we try use Oxygen try, the benefit will be I can share those links with you. So let's do that then. Okay, it's to easily find that, Control F and click on try. Okay, it is right here. We want a blank install. We don't want any pre-built websites or themes installed by default on that. So we are going with the blank install here. So I will go away. I will turn off my webcam or just make the screen full screen when we are doing something very design heavy or something like that. So again, the basic thing that I would always suggest is always remove things that we don't need and keep the things only that we need. Let me close this. No. Okay, okay. So I close the link which I need to access the admin. Let me go to WP Sandbox. I think here. Okay, this is the one-click login that we have. This is the demo and this is the username. So everything is here, which is pretty good. Like I just came to know this today. The sandbox will be deleted in 6 days. Okay, let's check what will have. Oh, we have a permanent Oxygen installation. I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. I need to save this link. Let me copy this. We'll open a notepad and say, paste this link. I will click on save. I'm saving this inside images. Okay. On desktop, new Oxygen installation. Let me close this. Now we can access this. I would suggest doing the same thing. Save your login credentials. Now let's go to plugins and see what we have there. So these are the 3 important elements that we need. Now let's go to appearance and themes. We have some unnecessary stuff here. Let's delete the things that you don't need, and let's just make it clean. So they would stop messing up. They will stop like keep on irritating you that please update this, please update that. So that's why I'm updating, because I don't want to see updates here. See, there are 5 updates. With updated, we will have just one update, which is WordPress 5.6. So WordPress 5.6 has some problems like it disables jQuery, and jQuery helps in Oxygen color picker. So if you go to 5.6, there will be a problem with the color picker. So that's one thing. That's why I'm not updating to the fresh page. So we did not cover anything like this before. So we will try to understand everything about Oxygen when you install that stuff. There are like, let's go to, this is our home. You can see, like you can add a new page from here. You can customize, or you can go to templates. You can access your design library. And the most important thing, I know you are already in the group. So just saying, if you're not in the group, you should always join the group. So this group has 18.5k, nearly 19,000 members in it, and most of them are not most of them, like people are active in this. And also you will find some, so these are some important things that you can learn Oxygen from. The thing that the benefit of learning from me is I tell things in a very interesting way, or I put them into stories where you can understand stuff, and they are so that's one thing. I don't want to talk more about why you have to choose me over the videos that comes from auction itself. We're not going there. Okay, let me close this. So we have a design library which auction ships. You can also contact them. You can go to their website and see what other things are. Or you can install a new website. Installing a new website will help you get started with it. So I would suggest installing a new website even when you're working with your clients' websites, because it will save everyone a lot of time, and it comes with the predefined templates. So if you're doing a wedding one or any anniversary, it is very good to go with a wedding theme. So if you can check the demos also. So if you are thinking that how it will look when I use this on a website, don't worry, you can check that before getting started. So this is one very good looking testimonial block. So this is something which we can just copy it directly. And this is the page, right? So these are the blog post templates. So the one thing that we can get out of here is this blog post is very good. Like this looks very, very fine. So we can just copy this and use it. We're just talking about the templates that comes from Oxygen. These are the template library, which is decent. I would say you can build some great websites using all this. Atomic is like the very big design set that Oxygen ships. Like it's huge. It's literally like it has so many very big components in it. So if you are looking for components that you can just mix and match and build websites with it, I highly recommend you checking Atomic. But it's not like design rich. It is minimal, more like a minimal design that has different vibe to it. So that's what we have in the Oxygen homepage. Okay, now we are going to explore and understand deeply what we have in the Oxygen settings page. We have 4 people watching. We have 4 people live. Thanks a lot for joining in now. Just I will just mute my mic for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay. I'm sorry. There was some noise, so that's why I just disabled my microphone for a minute. So sorry for going for a while. Let's talk about this. These two are very important things. So like there are some things we can just keep away for a while. So first thing, we are looking at the most powerful thing in Oxygen Builder itself. So I personally think that is a very great, powerful feature, but it is hidden somewhere in the corner where we cannot find that, is selected detector. So selected detector will let you pick aspects of already designed page and you can control them, or you can control how it is shown. It's very powerful. So I will suggest you to always enable it, because it will help you control each and every aspect of the web page, and you can design even elements that are rendered through the shortcode. I will show that in maybe in fourth or fifth day, but always make sure that you have enabled it. So history limit is, we have undo and redo feature in Oxygen, but there will always be a limit on how many elements that you can undo and redo up to. So let's say you have page one at 5 p.m., at 5:30 p.m., at 5:35 p.m., so on and so forth. So if you specify how much do you want to limit the history to, so that's where you can mention it. So 50, I think, so they are saying minimum is 50, so let it be. So 50 is fine. So preview drop down is when we are trying to we have already designed a template and we want to see how does the template look for different elements. So then what we will do is we will use this, like this is where it comes in. How many previews list do you want to be in the drop down? It is good to have as much less as possible. So let's make it 12 and exclude non-public post types from the preview. So you understand that we have enabled selected detector, and Google Maps API key is, so like Google Maps used to provide some things for free without using the API key, but now you have to use the API key to get the data and to show that content on your web page. So if you are using applications which need Google Maps, then you need to find this Google API key from the website and use it. Show all ACF fields in the dynamic data dialog. So when we are working with ACF, which stands for advanced custom fields, if you remove advanced and understand just the two words which stands for custom fields, they are nothing but additional data that you want to link to a specific post type or your own custom post type. So it is data. Sometimes, let's say you are working on a blog post and the blog post by default has just a single author, or it doesn't have the area where it is published. So in those cases, you need additional content or additional data to be added to a blog post. So in those cases, we will add custom fields, and there is a very popular plugin called Advanced Custom Fields. Very popular plugin called Advanced Custom Fields, which will help us add the data to any custom post type or our post types. So it is asking, do you want me to show everything, or you want me to show very specific or very limited one? We want to show all of them. And cache list of Google fonts, whatever the fonts that we are using on the website, it will just cache that list. Enable layout improvements for IA 10. So if your clients are still using Internet Explorer 10, so it's time for you to get new clients. And again, there is actually a topic on bad clients in a marketing book I read. So if someone is asking you to do some websites for IA 11, IA 10, there is something coming very bad after that. Okay, that's just kidding. But IA 10, if we are still working on IA 10 even after Edge came in, so it's definitely something wrong. And client control, I'm not going to cover it. Like, this is a very extensive topic. I will make a video after we are done with this bootcamp, after we have completed this bootcamp, but that is not, we're not going to cover that. I'm really sorry, but it's like a vast thing, and I don't think I have enough experience to tell someone how to use this. So that thing is excluded. Let's go to security. So when Oxygen understands things by treating them as shortcodes. So what are shortcodes? Shortcodes are shortened versions of PHP code, and that data in the shortcode can be passed into the PHP function, and then it creates whatever the function it is doing. So that's what shortcode is. Let me tell you again, shortcodes are shortened versions of PHP codes. So if you create a shortcode when you add that shortcode in an executable or in any page, that shortcode will be executed. The shortcode will be called, and in that shortcode, whatever the PHP function that is related to the specific shortcode will be executed. So let's say you want to show the username. You can simply write. We can simply write a shortcode like username true. But in the backend, there will be a PHP function. So whenever you use this shortcode in Auction Builder or in any page builder or even in Gutenberg, saying that this is shortcode, so what it will do, it will take this, and what the shortcodes are basically registered in our website. So this shortcode, when it is called, you have to execute this PHP code, and this PHP code is executed, then it will show whatever the data that the function is doing and will display in the place of shortcode. So that's what shortcodes are. They are shortened versions of PHP functions, and we register them throughout the website on a global level. So Oxygen also does something like that. Oxygen is filled with shortcodes. So that's what happens. So what this menu is saying, check Oxygen shortcodes for a valid signature before executing. So Oxygen is very powerful. So whenever we migrate a website or whenever we are using the same shortcodes on a different website or something like that, what happens is every shortcode in Oxygen is signed by whoever is using, not explicitly, but it is automatically, every shortcode is automatically signed and it is validated with the database. So if the shortcode is not validated, then it will say the shortcode signature is not valid, and it will throw us an error. This was like a big problem when we were migrating Oxygen websites by using all-in-one WP migrator. Like every time you migrate a website, you had to explicitly sign all the shortcodes, but it's not the point anymore because all-in-one WP migrator and plugins like them are signing the shortcodes for us. So if there is any invalid shortcode, then the content will not be rendered. That's a big problem. Let's make this. So if you want, if you enable this, if you have any invalid shortcodes, it will be shown on the front end. If you want to read more about this, you can just come here and read all the stuff. So this is where you can read more on this. So go ahead, please read it. It really helps. As I said, official documentation is the Bible for us. Let's save changes. So when you're migrating or doing anything, it is highly suggested to sign all the shortcodes. There are different things, like it will ask us to back up the website. So if there is something going wrong, you can always go back to that version. So just understand what you're doing and sign the respective shortcodes. That's done. So these are the SVG sets. By default, we have two SVG sets. Instead of calling them SVG sets, you can just think of them as icons. Sometimes the icons are colored, sometimes the icons are plain. So this is where you can add new icon sets by using the SVG file upload option. So you get a bunch, you get a SVG file and you upload it here. So I will upload our own custom SVG. Let me add this to the secondary topic. Or let's uploading our own icons or SVG sets. So we will cover this. We will definitely cover this, but may not be tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but we will cover this in this bootcamp, because that's a very important thing we can do. So I will show you how we can upload stuff to our Oxygen website by SVG sets and stuff. Then this is Typekit. So Typekit is by Adobe. So Adobe has very big library of fonts, and to use some of the fonts we need tokens. So, and again, Typekit is not free. So if you have the Typekit, the Adobe ecosystem subscription, then I think you can use Typekit for free. And if you have the token, you just add it. I never used it because I always go with Google Fonts, and for my website justvancs.com, I uploaded my own custom fonts which I paid and got them. So this is the place where you put your license keys and stuff. And again, you need to purchase the Oxygen license before doing any of this. Now let's go to CSS Cache. So Oxygen, what Oxygen does, there are a couple of important good things with Oxygen. Like it caches. What is caching? So caching is saving some of the most requested files without actually going to the server or database or anything. It will save something and it will continuously give things without actually going to the server or understanding the request what it is getting. So by default, Oxygen CSS files are cached. So whenever you save something, it will ask you to regenerate the cache so it can deliver them to you without having any problem. So it will generate after you make some changes. So that is caching. Caching is holding the temporary, the most asked things like CSS cache, and JavaScript are like frequently asked things. So it will try to cache it. Caching. Sorry if my accent is like very hard for you to understand. We will enable the captions on YouTube. So please make sure you turn them on if you see them available. So this is one of the things which are most talked about when someone is mentioning Oxygen. That Oxygen is bloat less. Like there is definitely bloat. Even 1% when we are working with WordPress itself, there will be bloat. Now we definitely don't want WP. Like if you don't want WP emojis, you can disable embeds, or you can disable Google Fonts entirely. So the one way of overcoming this option, entire Google Fonts, like disabling Google Fonts, is to loading our own fonts from the local. So if we have our own font files, then it's completely free. You load them, and there is no straightforward way of loading fonts with Oxygen. That's one of the things that I really don't like, but that's how it is, right? So we won't disable Google Fonts for our website. We won't do that, but we are disabling embeds and we are saving this. Now let's go to library. The most important thing, I think I have already said most important thing more than enough times. One important thing to understand is if you want to get design sets from others. So let's say if I have designed a page and if I want to give it to you, I can copy it and send the files to you by using hydrogen pack. If you don't have a hydrogen pack, the easiest thing to do is whatever the website that you have, let's say you have this website, let's call it justvancs.com. So this is justvancs.com, and you like my header. If you like my header, you can actually copy this header and I can send that to you. How we are going to do that is, so this is an element, we can save that as a HTML. Like, let me show you where was that. So by default, we are getting some default design sets from WordPress, not WordPress, but from Oxygen Builder. So that's why we are able to see all other modules, all other design sets from Oxygen Builder. Make this WordPress installer designs. Make this WordPress installer designs. So if you enable third-party design sets, you will be able to get design sets from other providers. For example, let me show you one. Okay, if you go to Oxy Monster, so there are so many kits here. If you want to get those kits, this is a third-party design kit made by not you, and also not by Oxygen team itself. So in that case, to get these design kits, you will need their secret key, and you have to add that here. So only then you will be able to get the design sets from other service providers. If you want me to install my own, if you want me to show this in action, just let me know. I will do it today. Please let me know. What I will do is I will get the header, and I will also use the same header in our website. And let's go to Gutenberg. Sorry. So there are category based blogs and also full page blogs. Like you can name them whatever you want. You can just name them blogs. So that's it. So this is Oxygen dashboard in detail. So I hope this was clear. If we are done with this, we have taken a tour of Oxygen Builder. Okay. So I got a request to we got a new learner here. Santosh Nadal. Santosh is here. Hi Santosh, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining today. Okay, we have to go to library first, and also we have to log into our website. Okay, wait, I don't want to show you some things. Okay, here is my website. So you can see these are the things that I have already installed and stuff. What we want is, let's go to Oxygen templates. What we are looking for is we are looking for this template. So this is the heading template. Let's say we want the same to be in our website. So what we have to do is we have to find the main template. So this is the main template that I've installed. Let me edit this with Oxygen. And we want this to be include in the default sitemap, include this entire template in the library, include sections in the template in the library. We want this to be. So this template will be included in the default setup. So, but we want this to be included in the end, this entire template in the library. So that's what we want. We will generate some shortcode. Let's see how it goes. So Oxygen just temporarily designs a shortcode for us, and it saves everything. So it creates a shortcode, and we will be able to see what we are importing then, adding then. It's taking more time than expected it to be. It to take, okay, let's update this. So it is like there, it is also already included in the template library. Now let's go to Oxygen. Where do we have Oxygen? Let's go to settings, like let's go to templates. We have this, okay, let's do something else. Let's go to Oxygen, let's go to block library. It's not block. Let's go to settings. I think I remember things now. Let's go to library. So this is like this website is a design set. Like we can use this one. What we have to do, this is our site key. We copy the site key of our website and we go to the website where we want to add the site key. So not in just1cs.com. We want this to be in the, we want this in our new installation. Now let's go here. Okay, I think we have enabled it. Let's just reload this page. Okay, enable third-party design sets. Let's click on update. Now we will be able to enable like bring designs from other websites. So what this does is it will make this website send like okay, let me draw some stuff. This is not as simple as I thought it is to explain. It is like a little bit complicated, but don't mind. I'm here to rescue. Okay, let's say this is our website. Let's say this is our website. Okay. We don't have anything here, but this is third party design set. So we have designed several headers, menus, search, blog post templates, and several things like that. This has everything here. This has search, this has, so everything like this. So first thing we have to do is we have to make this design set as exportable. It's not the right word, but this is what we are going to do. So this, whenever someone, like let's say this is you, okay, this is not you, this is a very bad looking thing. Let's say this is you with, so this is your website and you just came here and you want, oh come on, and you want some data from this person, and let's say this is me, this is you, and this is me. If you want, to get some designs from me, what I will do is first thing I will enable this. So to do that, so this is where you do that. So make this WordPress install a design set. So by enabling this, you are going to let this WordPress website send data or send design sets to other website. We need something here. Wait. Okay, this is it. So you can see that. So when we enable this, we will get a site key. We got a site key, we just copied it. We don't need this page. So when you enable third-party design sets, so first thing is we have enabled this. Now you will get a secret key. You have a secret key now. So in this website, you have to enable, so first thing is you have to enable this design set, this website to be exportable. And the second thing is you have to enable. Okay, I think I have to go make this full screen. Okay, enable third party design sets here. Let's see if we have done that. So we have enabled third party design sets in this. Then if we copy the secret key in this one, then this communication will be completed, and then only this design sets we will get access to these design sets. Now let's check if that's happening or not. Let's add a design set. We need the site key, which we can get that from the other website. Now let's copy this and let's paste this here and let's add source site. So you can see we got the Jashwant design kit. So it just says Jashwant, so creative of me to name that so innovatively. So we have added that. So where you can see that. So to see that, we have to go to pages and then add a new. Like if you create a new page, now let's edit this page with Oxygen. If we go to add, one second, one second. Okay, okay. We have to enable this too. Only then we will be able to get new designs. Let's reload this. If we add now, you can, what's happening? Now you can see there is an option called library in design sets. If we go to the bottom, you can see Jashwant. And Jashwant just had one page here. This is the old data that I have said, but let me go back, and I think I have to do this properly now. Let's go to templates. I think it did not generate that stuff properly. Let's edit this and include this entire template in the library. Include this section, include the template in the default setup. Let's do that. Let's update that. Now let's, what we will do, we will generate, we will also generate the regenerate the key. We'll get a new, did we get a new key or did we not? Wait, I think that, okay, I think we are good now. We are good now. Let's regenerate this once more because I did not see anything happening here. I did not see things changing. AHROC. It's still the same. Let's click on update. Okay, let me copy this, paste it here, and let's click on update. Now we got the design set. Now let's reload this without saving anything because we don't need any of that content here. Okay, we got this. in the library, let's go to design sets, and in Jashwant, let's see if we can. We are items are not loaded unauthorized. Why? We copied the right license key here, but it's not. Let's reload this page. Okay, okay, okay. How to remove this? How to add a new side key, then add the side key that I clicked. Okay, okay. My bad, my bad. Adding the new source site. Then we are getting this one. It's completely fine. Dude, I think I messed up this entire installation. I made a small mistake, but it's like going to hurt us a lot. Let's see, let's see. What I'm trying to do is I'm just check installing some other. Uh, I messed up with the importing and copying stuff, so I'm just checking if the normal design sets copying is working or not. So to check that, let's go to library and let's get something from Oxygen. So let's go to Atomic and get something from here. Okay, that's we don't need. Let's add some content. Okay, this is working. Then also then that means we are our installation should also work here. Let's add. Let's go back to Jashwant. Okay, we have one header. We have one header and two footers. Let's add one header here. So we got the header, which is cool. Let me tell you, like we got our header now. You can see what are the stuff that we have here. So we have the icon, but we don't have the footer. So let's get the footer. Let's go back. Let's add one more stuff. So the footer has to be below that. So we got the footer, and let's see what else do we have here. Let's add footer. Let's add the second footer and see what we have. So I think we are good now. We imported both the content. Now we just have to add inner content. Let's add a section for the inner content. Because we are creating a page, we're not able to create a template, so we have to create a template for that. Okay, I will take a quick break of 5 minutes 10 minutes and I will get back to you. So this is how you normally import stuff. What I will do is I will end the maybe I should I end it or should I just give it 10 minutes break? Let me know if should I end it or should I start. Should I? Okay, I will just pause it and mute my microphone. Hi guys, welcome back. I took a like 15 minutes break and I'm back. So we were in what were we looking at before? We were looking at importing design sets not from Oxygen but from other third party websites. Sometimes a third party website can also be your own website. What we have done is we did that. We got some content from my other website, which was justronechs.com, and we installed that part here. So let's just delete the footer and let's let it be. So this is the footer that we got. So there we go. We got our own themes. We can also import whatever we want from any other websites which we have control over. So that's one thing, we did that. So doing this, we have completed everything about Oxygen dashboard that we use. So it's very important to learn everything. And for tomorrow, we have postponed something. I think I have noted it in a notepad. So tomorrow, where did it went? No, we have it in presentation itself. So things to cover, we have to cover how we can upload our own icons or HVG sets. Like we right now within Oxygen Builder, we have access to fonts like icons. If you type icons, you will get the icon. So you can see which icon sets do you have access to. You have access to Font Awesome and also linear icons. These are the two. I prefer linear icons, but they're not so large. Like they have very curated list of stuff. So these are the icons that you can install, which I like. They are very sleek. That's one thing. So let me show you one phosphorus icons. So this is one icon set. Okay. I think I have to get rid of this banner. Okay, phosphorus icons is I recently found that when I was browsing through Reddit, so there were a couple of users who suggested, who were like keep on giving to the community. So I found phosphorus icons to through Reddit. So maybe I can create this entire thing as a importable, like maybe let's make this importable, like okay let so we have a more than 4,100 icons, like all these icons, like they are so good. So we have Facebook icon, have one for Instagram, so on and so forth. Like this is very huge collection. And also you have access, like you can make them fill, like there are so much great stuff that you can do with phosphorus. So you can install these, like you can get this entire stuff and use them instead of linear and Font Awesome. So Font Awesome also have wider range, but the problem I have with Font Awesome are like they are so bulky. Sometimes you won't like that bulkiness in the icons. So these are icon sets. We will see how we can install new icon sets for ourselves. We are not going to save anything here because we created a page, but we want to install some content which is not header and footer. So what we will do is we will still use my website design sets, but we are going to use this as a place for creating our own design set. So this is like a template that I have created. Again, the one thing I like about myself is I try to credit people. So I got inspired. I keep on using this after seeing the video from Elijah Mills from Oxygen team. So he made a video on that, how to use everything. So from that I have been following the same. So this is the design kit I created in Oxygen in my just1ch.com website, and I keep on using the same thing. Mohammed is here. Hi, Mohammed. We were just talking about how you can get your design sets, how you can get your design sets from one website to another website. So what will it make is it will make our website a lot more easier. So for instance, you create a blog post template which looks incredibly well, but there has to be a proper way to do it. Right now I think I use hydrogen pack for the most of the times, like nearly every time I just use hydrogen pack. But if you don't have access to hydrogen pack, Oxygen gives you a very good solution using the third party design sets. We have went on long lens in understanding how to do that. So let me close other stuff. So there we have it. Where are we? Okay, we have covered this. We have discussed about Oxygen Builder. We have to see. So today we are going to have essential training on HTML. So it's not like too big. Like they are very basic components. But the most important thing would be the box model and the element widths. Tomorrow we will cover some aspects of CSS, and maybe tomorrow we will also learn Flexbox. So Flexbox is very important when you are trying to understand Oxygen Builder, because Oxygen Builder before 3.7, it was so before 3.7, Oxygen was primarily a Flexbox based builder, but after 3.7, it will also have CSS grid built into it. So we can also use CSS grid in Oxygen Builder, but I haven't yet used the Oxygen Builder grid system because it is still in alpha. So whenever we have a stable version, I will make an update and all of you will receive that in your account. So one important announcement that I want to make is what will happen to. So this is our group. So I highly request you to join this. This is not of the most important things. So let me tell you what we are going to do after you have completed your bootcamp. So after you have completed your bootcamp and you have learned something from the bootcamp, the most important thing is learning is a continuous process. So I personally believe that learning is a continuous process. So to make that happen, we have to help each other after we have completed our bootcamp. Like this bootcamp will be done, but your learning will continue. Just like how Oxygen will keep on releasing updates, and with each update there will be something to learn. Like for example, it was in 3.6 or 3.5. Don't properly remember. I think it was in 3.5 or 3. Okay, whatever. So it was in 3.5. Oxygen released client mode. So client mode gives us a lot more control on what clients can access and whether they can edit some elements in the Oxygen Builder itself. So with that, we can more confidently give our website to clients and hand over some specific controls to that. So we have to learn it. If you have completed my bootcamp or any other bootcamp on 3.4, you won't be able to learn that from the same instructor that you have learned something. So that's why learning has to be a continuous process, not just in WordPress, but in literally anything. So what we are going to do is, even after you learn something, we will make those videos not pre-recorded, but properly edited videos, and you will get access to them through your account. But right now you don't have an account, right? You have signed up for the bootcamp and you don't see anything happening. Let me make it. We are talking about LMS for Learn WP. You have signed up for Learn WP. Learn WP. You paid for the bootcamp. You have everything, but the emails were not automated. So there was some stuff which I personally don't like, and maybe you also didn't like, because this is my first time doing something like this, and there will definitely be lapses in that. So it's not the final thing. It's not the last bootcamp that I will do. So to make it better, so you will be like, I have access, like you have given me your email IDs. We will create an account for you on the LMS system. So the LMS system will be like Udemy or something, where you can learn things in an orderly manner and learn them whenever you're free. So after you have completed the bootcamp, whatever this bootcamp recording sessions will be automatically added to your LMS account. So Learn WP will have a LMS based on WordPress. So it will be hosted on AWS, so it will be incredibly fast. After releasing new parts, like if Oxygen has released recently CSS Grid, so we will make a video on CSS Grid and we will share it with you through the LMS system. So you can learn things more effectively, and you will be able to join the upcoming live streams also. Like you have paid for once, so it's completely fine. And thanks a lot for doing that. You can learn things even from us from the future. That's a huge thumbs up, right? It's like a huge advantage. And again, to make the recorded videos better, whatever the recorded videos you are seeing right now, like if you're seeing this later, you will be seeing a recorded one. So don't worry, we will add timestamps to the YouTube video. So navigating the entire video will be very easy for you. So that's one thing. The third important thing is, if after you are a part of the group, this Facebook group specifically, you will be able to decide topics on which we do live sessions. Live sessions does not just include the boot camps or the webinars, but it will also include what it will also include. So if we are making any new topics, like I recently started using Happy Files. Let me show it to you. I don't have any affiliate or anything, but it's just a great plugin to have on any WordPress website. So this is a plugin I really liked a lot. So this will help us organize not just images. Like when we think of files, we obviously think directly about images, but they are not just images. They are posts, blog posts, and also Oxygen templates, WooCommerce products, everything. Any custom post type, any post type can be categorized, and we can use them properly. Like we can segregate them. So we will make videos on plugins like this, on tools like this, and that will be very helpful. So if you want me to make anything in specific, you can decide that topic, and we will go live and discuss that. And you will have access to all of those either from the Facebook group or from your LMS section. So it's like a continuous learning place, where you not only will learn about exclusive Oxygen stuff, but you will also learn about things which are looking very promising. Like there is a theme which is called Blocksy. It has header builder, footer builder in the free version. So everything is in the free version. So it's insane. Like earlier, the free versions of any theme on WordPress.org did not have these many features, but now we are gifted with so many features. So things like that we are planning on. So things like that will be taking place very soon rather than not. So make sure that you have joined the group. So this is one important thing that I just wanted to make it very clear. Join the group. It will be like a great experience. We are also talking with some other agencies who are using WordPress and what skills they are looking at. So stuff like that, very interesting stuff, which is going to come very soon. So make sure you are already joined. So let's put this aside. Just talked about this for way too long. Okay, let's close this. Closed it. Okay, where are we? We are supposed to cover the HTML essential training today, and we will do that. I hope that you can see what. Okay, I have to go outside for this. So this is the document. Okay. I did something wrong. So this is the document. So this is the HTML learning path, or the sequence in which you have to learn HTML. first we have to understand what HTML document is. We have to understand basic syntaxes for the tags and HTML elements. Then we have to cover code editor, lists, understanding typography, what are different structures, what are different links and stuff. What I will do is, instead of using a VS Code, like an editor like VS Code or Sublime Text Editor, what we will do is we will use this document, and at the same time we will also use Oxygen Builder in understanding each and everything. So we won't cover, definitely we will not cover this, but we will cover these stuff. Okay, it's going to be very interesting. Let's start with the basic. Okay, the first important thing would be understanding what a HTML document is. So it is also called as HTML skeleton. If you open that, you can see what HTML skeleton is. So normally, like we know what HTML. Okay, it's not the appropriate image. I saved everything, but let it be. So this is how HTML element will be. Let me open this, not the link. So you can see what is a HTML skeleton. So this is like a HTML skeleton where it opens and closes with the tag. So let me open VS Code just for this thing, nothing else, just for one little thing. Let us add a new, let's go open a folder. Let's open desktop and let's select this folder. It has so much of stupid stuff that we don't need. Right now we are in the desktop folder. You can see what elements that we have. Okay, let's create a new file called index.html. Let's open that. Where is index.html? Here is index.html. So this is a HTML document. Let's name it HTML document. This is called the document type. We are explicitly saying this is a document type of HTML. We can remove that. It does not make any difference. So from here, you can see what's happening. So every HTML element starts with a tag and it ends with a tag. So the tag is normally like it's like, so it starts with a less than symbol and less than symbol and a greater than symbol. If we want to add a paragraph, we open a tag which has P in it, and we close the tag by adding a slash followed by the same number, same letter. So this is a paragraph tag. So if you want to add anything in this, you just type the text in that element. And let's get rid of this. We can just delete this. And we can add the text goes here. So this is how you start and end any HTML tag. You open it once, and to close it, you use a slash. So this is a P tag, which stands for paragraph tag. Let's save this and let's open this in a server. So this is how it will look on the front end. Okay, this is a very bad way of showing it because we should not use the live server for this. So what I will do is I will open it normally. Open, copy related path. Let's open it. Come on. So this is the HTML document that we have here. Let's see how the content is. You can see that there is a HTML tag is opened here and it is closed here. In the same way, we have a body tag opening here and body tag closing here. Same way, the P tag is open, the head tag is open, the title tag is open and closed. That's That's the basic HTML skeleton, which has which starts with a head, and within the head we add several other elements like our title, meta. So in heading, you will link things which are very essential for our website. So if you want to add content which is just regarding our website if you want to show that within the website, then you add that content to the body. And if you want to mention some other information which will not be directly displayed within the page, but you have to link it one way or the other, you do that through the head. So if you want to add a script tag, so this script can is basically, if you want to add heading to it like a JavaScript file, you add that by using the JS file. And if you want to add some styling, then you will add the style, open the style tag, close it, and you write styles for the page here. So if we want the P to be red, we mention that here. If we just open the front page and see what's happening here, you, okay, we did not put this inside a P, so it's not even considered as P. So to put that inside P, just let's open the P tag and end the P tag. Now we have everything. So basically, whatever we put in head is used for describing about the page and also adding some custom styles or a style sheet or some JavaScript files to it. So that's the basic head, like HTML skeleton that we have. So you can see the structure. It opens and closes with a tag. You understand what a HTML tag and everything is. So that's it. Like that's we understood how the document is structured. So it starts with a HTML parent tag, and within the HTML parent tag, you have several other elements like you have a head, you have a body. That's it. So in head, you will add some other elements like meta description for the page, title for the page, and other important stuff. We have also covered the basic HTML syntax and so then we have understood what a HTML tag is. You open the tag and you close the tag. Now, as I mentioned, let's try to relate both of the stuff. Let's try to relate. Oh, I messed up again. Okay, I deleted, I closed that link. Oxygen. I'm searching for the Oxygen installation that I've been working on. So I got it. I think I got it. We have to regenerate our global colors. We will just do that. It's very important to regenerate our global colors. Okay, where are we? We are talking about HTML elements and trying to relate that with the Oxygen learning. Now let's go to Oxygen page. Let's go to the page builder and let's build a page. Let's call it HTML elements in Oxygen. Now let's edit the page with Oxygen. first important, like, let's go ahead like one after the another. So sections are basically for grouping things or separating things from one another. Let's say in any website, so let's think of Facebook as a website that we are going to refer here. So you can see that we have a header which is stuck to the top, and we definitely cannot see the footer in Facebook. So let's just forget about that. Maybe this is like a very bad example for that. Okay, let's go to h1ch.com. In this, you can see that there is a header and there is a footer. What we normally do, or what most people normally do, is we group things into sections. So this section will be called as footer and this section will be called as header. And whatever the content that is here, we can normally put everything inside one section and call it the body. But we will use multiple sections because even here you can see that these two elements are separate from the rest of the page. Like they look different. You can definitely use that sections. So think of sections as containers which will hold other related elements. So let's just quickly create something here. Let's call this heading. Let's call this header section. And first thing we will do any time. What's. We need to change the background color. Let's change the background color to something noticeable but not too distracting. Okay, maybe this is good. This looks fine. And you can see by default a section comes with padding for us, but it doesn't happen with HTML. So the normal HTML elements are used for containing elements. In Oxygen also we use section elements for containing, but what happens in Oxygen is it comes with some sort of syntactic sugar. So syntactic sugar does not mean anything. They pre-build some elements for you to make it more usable or more applicable for wider scenarios. So that's what syntactic sugar normally means. Let's see what happens if we just, so instead of directly adding P, let's just put some section here and then put P, and let's add some elements inside it. Element like, okay, let me close this. Let me add one element here. Let's call this element, let's, instead of H, let's write H1. Let's also make the closing tag also H1. Now let's add some heading here. Heading here. Let's save this. Now, so you can see that there is a heading here. If you view the page source, there is some section here. Now let's inspect this. I have something very interesting for you. Like, wait. So we put this inside section. Let's put something else which is not inside. So we have added two headings here. One is H1, another is also H1. Okay, what's happening? What's happening here? Why does this H1 and this H1 differ in styling? Okay, let it be. I think you understand. Like this section does not come with any styling, but this the H1 that we are using here in oxygen. Let's change this to white, and let's add a H1 here. Let's change this another section, and let's view this on the front end. So our section starts at a very wider place, like at a very different location than the default one, because this section does not have any syntax which says, you can see what it actually says. So let me show you how I use inspector element. So if I am not able to understand why any element is having a different style than what I intended it to be, I first select that, like highlight that. If it is text, I highlight that, then I right click on it. Then you have an option called inspect. You click on that element. Then you can see this is the header we have created. It is, you can see that it has an ID which is automatically generated by Oxygen. And in that you can see there is a div class. Okay, did we add a div inside that? No, we did not. This is a section. Okay, let it be. So that is inside a div which is called section wrap. So that is under a section which is called section 110. If we just go to the section and see the styling that it has, so this is the entire section. The entire thing which is highlighted in the blue is the section here. But when we go to our normal HTML element and see what's happening here, so this is the section. It does not have any upper padding or bottom padding. It just like top padding and bottom padding. It is just the element just exists till the end. That's how it exists. So you understand that there is a difference between the HTML elements of Oxygen and also HTML elements in normal. So that's one thing that we have to keep in mind. So there are certainly different ways Oxygen does stuff. So this is the header section. In the same way, we have, so to add ordered or unordered list, the best and easy way to do that is, let's go to add and let's check to in the left side if we have any elements there. So we don't have that in basics. Icon box, we don't need icon box, we don't need tabs, we don't need models. Let's go to WordPress. We don't need pro menu, comment section, dynamic data widget, sidebar, or there is nothing here like which says less. So to do that, the easiest way is to go to rich text and select this. Here you can add anything that you want. So there are two things, like one is an ordered list and another is an unordered list. So this is an ordered list. So this will tell you, do this first, do this second, do this third, then only then do this. So you can see that there is an order list, like you have to do this first, and then you do this, and then you do it, right? So this is an ordered list, OL. So you identify them by you seeing the numbers. So we have added this. So when someone asks you to how should I go to a movie theater, you tell them you go take the first right, take the second right. So you do that way. But what if someone asks you what things do you need for making what do you need, things that you need to make a good omelette or good juice. So there is no specific thing like you don't have to get egg first, or you don't have to get fruits first. You just have to get fruits, get a mixer, get some ice, maybe some milk. So there is in no way, like, no one is telling you to get the milk first and do that. This is not a sequence of steps, but this is just a list of steps. So this is li. So this is how we can add different elements to li and ol. This is ordered list and this is unordered list. So this is how you do it in Oxygen Builder, adding. These are ordered lists, and this is unordered list. So in the same way, we have several other elements. I'm not going to cover everything because it will take a lot of time, but we will cover as much as we can. In the same way, we have section. We also have div. The most important thing with divs are divs do not take up the entire container, like entire full width, but divs only take the size of the elements which are inside it. So now you can see the width of div is different. Okay, let's check this on the front end. Before that, I don't want it to be laying so bold. I just want it to be 300. Let's just look like, check this. Let's check this on the front. You can see all these elements are starting at some place, but as this heading is not wrapped inside as this is not wrapped inside anything, it's just floating to the left side, and this is how every default HTML element will be. Now let's look at how things are in the div itself. You can see that this HTML element, which is heading, which is only from one, like this is the space that it is taking, but you can see that div is taking full space. But if we just go and add a new element, the problem would be like, just let's open the div here. And if we want to put some elements, like let's say in yashwantchase.com, we can see that one heading, like one element is to the left and the other two elements all to the right. So let's try to do that here. Now to do that, we have to add two other elements. Let's just say this is the company name is here, and we also have to add one button, and we also have to add one other element, which is text. Oh, we just need some simple elements like. Also, maybe let's add another heading. Let's call it H4, and also make the font weight. Now these are like one below the other. We want it to be one beside the other, so we use this. You can see like there is we are able to align this too. So let me explain how grouping works. Let me add one div here, and let me put both of these elements, like we want them to be to the right side. So just select this div button and just put that inside the div. And also let's put this element also inside the div. It's not moving, so it doesn't work sometimes as we expect it to be. So let's move these two elements inside the div. Now we have to make them one beside the other, one beside the other. Now let's move them to different edges, and let's add some padding to it. Okay, the one other important thing is we have to center this element. So this div also needs to be centered properly. Okay, we have something like a header. Let's move this to the top. Now what we will do is we will add. Okay, I need to explain what I'm doing. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'm just checking something here. So we have created a header just like that. Okay, like we added directly a div. Let's add a div which is inside a section. Okay, so there is things start behaving differently when we add a div inside a section. So a normal div will have full width, but a div which is inside a section will not have a full width. Like let me show you on the front end. So I was worrying, like I was not able to understand what's happening here. Okay, let's reload this page and let's see what's happening. Let's if we view page source and if I just not page source, let me inspect this. Let's go here. Let's play. Please pay very close attention to this. So if you see that what's happening here is the we have to consider two different things. So this is one div which has which we created directly, and this div is expanding till the end. Like if you just see the highlighted blue content, which it is, the div is from one corner of the screen to the other corner of the screen. So the div is from one corner of the screen to the another corner of the screen. But if you see how the div is behaving inside a section, like this is the div inside a section, it is taking the space up until where the element exists. So if you want to center align or center something within the div, then you have to make this div's width to be 100%. Only then we can center align stuff. So that's what I was trying to put it up here, but it was not possible because divs behave differently when they are existing by themselves, and divs behave differently when they are inside a section. You can see this div behaves differently on this div which exists alone behaves differently. So that's one key takeaway from this from the video that we just made. So if you have any questions, drop them, and if it was fine, just let me know. There has been some hits and misses in this live thing. So tomorrow when I come, I will come with all guns blazing, with every preparation done. So please don't mind if today's section was a bit off, because it was a bit off. It was the first day, but don't worry. Tomorrow is definitely going to be a lot better than today, and we are going to improve, and nothing else is going to stop us. Tomorrow we will bring up the HTML topic again and complete the what do we have, what. So tomorrow we are going to complete the HTML part and also start the CSS part. And tomorrow we will discuss about the box model, and also if we have enough time we will talk about the flexbox. That's it. I think that's it for today. We have covered more than initially what I was planning for. The key takeaway is div inside a section behaves differently than the div which is existing all by itself. So that's one thing. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was insightful and stuff. Thanks a lot for joining today. Tomorrow I will share the email in the morning itself. Like it is morning for some time, and it's not morning for some other people. So I will in like 12 to 14 hours Yes, in 12 to 14 hours, you will get an email saying when the next session will start. So more likely it is going to start at 7:30, not 7:30 p.m. but 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and then we will do 2 hours stream from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So thanks a lot for coming in. Have a great day. Make sure you're going to come tomorrow, and please let me know what topics do you want me to cover. So if you tell me what topics we need to cover, that will be very, very helpful. So thanks a lot. Have a great day. I'm going to put it. Thank you for the compliment. I personally feel there are so many things that I can improve upon. But do remember what we have learned. But this header is looking better. I was not expecting it to look so good with like little work that we did. Maybe it was better than what I'm expecting it to be, but let's not let let me not get over myself over that. Okay. Meet you tomorrow. Bye bye.